Greetings everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Vorm, and today I'm going to be playing Fliptown. Fliptown is a Wild West flip and write game brought to us by Right Stuff Games. And in Fliptown, we're going to be attempting to score the most points possible while we adventure through Fliptown. So all we need to have fun in Fliptown is the board, a standard deck of 52 playing cards included in the box, as well as a dry erase. We're going to be using the dry erase to just mark our progress, keep track of resources, and, just show and represent the information. Very easy to write on, very easy to wipe away again, so pretty cool system. This is my first exposure to flip and write, roll and write. There's a whole category of games kind of in this genre. I have not experienced any, but I had heard good things about Fliptown. It looked like a lot of fun, so here we are. So I have played just a couple of games of the standard version to kind of get a handle on things before offering to show it to you guys. But here we go. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a how-to play video. I'm not intending to teach all the mechanics about the game in detail before I actually do a playthrough. I'm just going to play. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it a bit. But otherwise, we're just going to move through as quickly as possible a standard game. And then follow-up games, I'm going to be using some of the very interesting cowbots, which are kind of automated opponents that you can play against, as well as character cards that you can use. So your starting conditions are different, and you have a special ability, depending on which character card you get. So let's go ahead and start playing. And I do want to give just a very brief overview of the board, so you have some idea of what's going on. But basically, I'm trying to score as many points as possible. Points are scored at the end of all of the turns and rounds. Here at the bottom, you tally up your final point total. And points are earned by the amount of money that you've still got accumulated, the cash that you have available, the amount of gold that you have at the time, any Silver Star point awards. Silver Stars are only awarded at the bottom of the mine in these categories or by visiting this hotel location in the town. And then finally, the standard stars you're going to be regularly achieving as you go on various locations and do various things. You just add those four up, and that gives you your final score. So, one thing I will note is that cash and gold are better spent towards victory points directly by visiting locations like these two locations. At this location, I can spend 2 money to earn a victory point. Or at this location, I can spend 1 gold to earn a victory point. That's twice as efficient as these. So 2 gold versus 2 money versus 4 money. 1 gold versus 2 gold. So it's better to use these here than to hoard it for the final point tally. All right, that's the only other thing I wanted to mention about how the points work. So the board itself, the rest of it, is divided into several main sections. Now in a standard deck of 52 playing cards, we have 4 suits. We have the hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. Each of those are represented by a section of the board. So up here we have the trail, which is the heart section. It goes this way. We have the badlands, represented by spades. That would be this section. We have the mine, which is diamonds, this section here. And finally, clubs, which is visiting town, which is this whole section right here. In addition to those, there's kind of a wild card section here, the cemetery. If through my card draws, I don't get a combination that I like to visit these other areas, I can just ignore that and I can say I'm going to go to the cemetery instead. This part up here is primarily for tracking our poker hand. As we go through the turns and the rounds, we're going to be building a poker hand. 1 hand for each of the 3 rounds, 1 card for the hand on each of the turns within a particular round. You'll see what I mean here in a bit. And then at the end of any particular round, once we've assembled our full 5-card poker hand, we will check to see if we score any points. And you must get at least 1 pair or better in the various poker hands in order to get paid out. And finally, we have a section here which is information regarding whether or not the sheriff is going to arrest us based on our wanted status. Depending on how bad a boy I have been out in the Wild West areas here and what my activities have been, I may accumulate wanted status. And the more wanted I have, the more likely it is that the sheriff is going to try to arrest me. And I'll end up losing either a large amount of money or victory points if I am arrested. But we're going to try to avoid that. And that's it. So 4 main suit sections, the cemetery wild card, the poker section, and the sheriff information. And that's all you have to deal with. So we're going to be able to kind of isolate and focus on certain areas while I go through the play. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and start playing the actual game, and you can follow along. Okay, let's start our first adventure in Fliptown. First thing we're going to do is give the deck of cards a shuffle. We'll cut the deck a few times. And there we go. We have our starting draw deck. So, at the beginning of a standard game, we start with 4 cash, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 gold. And now we are all set to start. Go ahead and draw our sheriff card. We'll place that over here. That'll come into play a little bit later. Then we're going to draw the first 3 cards for our first turn. 9 of spades, 7 of clubs, and 7 of diamonds. So, now we have decisions to make. So, this is where most of the thought process is going to be going on. We have to choose one of the 3 cards to be our poker card. The other 2 cards, we're going to choose between the suit of the card and the value of the card. And that's going to determine where we're going to go adventuring on our Fliptown board. So, let's assume high card means nothing really because there's no payout for a high card. So what we care about is at least a pair or better on the poker hands. So picking the 9 isn't particularly useful on its own just because it's the high card of the 3 represented. Also, you have to kind of gauge what your expected payout is going to be as the turn progresses and we get further into our 5 cards for our poker hand. If there's not really a realistic way of scoring a decent amount of points, you might be better off choosing a card for its location value as opposed to whatever poker hand you were hoping for. So, with the options we've got, we do not have a heart, so we don't typically have access to the trail. That is where the hearts are located. We do have the spade here for going to the Badlands, club to go to town, and diamonds to go to the mine. So, for the Badlands choice, we would be Badlands with a 7 value card. So, 7 would be trying to steal some cattle. That's not too bad. We might be able to start with that. So, let's go ahead and pick that one. We'll just take the 7 of diamonds as our poker card. We'll leave the spade as our poker or our suit card, and then the 7 as our value card. So, let's go ahead and record our 7 of diamonds for our poker hand. I'm going to go ahead and place that over here. Then we're going to go to the Badlands via the spade card. And the number 7, so the areas work a little differently from each other. In regards to the Badlands specifically, the value card determines which specific robbery you're going to be attempting. So everything but the ace is represented here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. So we're going to be going to the number 7. That is the cow here. We're hoping to get 4 victory points as well as 5 money. And it's going to cost us 2 on our wanted status, whether we win or not. Now, in the Badlands, it notes here at the top that if you get equal to or greater than the target number, which is 7 in our case, you gain all of the wanted, all of the points, and all of the money. If you get less than the target, meaning you fail the robbery, you still get the wanted, you get half of the points, but none of the money. So, all we do to check here to see if we are successful at the robbery is look at the top card on the deck, and if that card is equal to or greater than 7, then we have succeeded at the robbery. We got a 3. 3 is not a success, so we have failed at the robbery. We're going to mark that we've been to this location, and then we're going to get 2 wanted, as well as 2 victory points, half the victory points, and none of the money. So our first attempt at robbery was unsuccessful. And that's it. We don't have any more actions for this turn. So in the Badlands, once you have visited all 3 locations on a particular row, you then get awarded the bonus action that's listed at the end of that row. So once we have tried these other 2 cows, success or fail, we'll get a diamond bonus action. We'll be able to go to the mine for free. But otherwise, that is it for the very first turn. So we'll go ahead and just put these cards away. And we'll flip our next 3 cards. So we got a Jack of Clubs, a 10 of Clubs, and a Queen of Diamonds. That's fairly interesting. So clubs and diamonds are our suit cards. So clubs takes us to town. Diamonds takes us to the mine. If we choose to go to the town with a club spade or club suit card, that means that our value card is either going to be a queen or the opposite of whichever one of these we choose to use for our suit card. So we basically can go to 10 Jack and Queen, which goes either to the bail bonds, the sheriff's office, or the saloon. I wouldn't mind going to the bail bonds early. Let's go ahead and do that one. So let's organize this. So we want to do it like so. So we're going to use our suit card, the Jack, the value card, the 10, and our poker card will be the Queen. So Queen of Diamonds. And so we're using that for the suit, going to town, using that for the value, going to the bail bonds. And what this does is it allows us to choose an outlaw to hunt, either a Jack, a Queen, or a King. So we have currently just a Jack and a Queen in play already that have been drawn. So I'm going to choose the King because that hasn't shown up yet. So I know there's at least 4 in there. Well, there is 4. So we're going to choose the King and we're going to circle that up here. That's the King outlaw. So you choose Jack, Queen, or King. And what that means is every single time a King appears, we're going to be able to get paid. And we have a choice of either $4, 2 gold, or removing 2 of our wanted status. So that'll be a long-term investment. I like getting those types of things as early as possible so we can hopefully score on it a number of times. Now, when you go to one of the town buildings, another important thing to note is that each of the buildings has a one-time first visit only reward at the top of the building. So in this case, we've got a 1 victory point award. So we'll go ahead and mark that down. And then we're done. That's another round complete. So we'll take these cards up, discard them, and we'll move on to the third round. The third turn, that is. Ace of Diamonds, 6 of Diamonds, and Queen of Clubs. So we have a Queen in our poker hand. That'll give us 1 pair, which is the lowest payout possible, 2 money and 1 victory point. So most likely we're going to take that. That means we're going to the diamond mine, so because we only have diamonds as a suit. And then an ace through 7. We start at the top and we have to work our way down. So we go to the mine, ace through 7 takes us to this location, so it's not going to matter which order I do these in. So we'll just go ahead and leave them as we've got them selected here. So we'll record our Queen for our suit, or for our poker hand, Queen of Clubs. And we're going to use the suit card, Diamond Mine, or the suit card to go to the mine, and then the 6 tells us we're going to take this path. And the reward is both a hammer and a gold. So we record gold pans and hammers down here in this section. These are basically resource generators. So for each hammer that we have circled, we're going to earn $2 when we get to that phase, which comes at the end of our 5 turns for this round. And then for each gold pan, we earn 1 gold when we have some of those. So, in this case, we've got our 1 gold and our 1 hammer as our reward. And when you're going through the mine, you have to go through it in order from top to bottom, and you're never allowed to connect upwards. You always have to connect downwards. So it is okay to visit the mine at another location at the top and work down another path, but you're always going to be following the downward routes. You have to connect from top to bottom. And this is one of the 2 locations where you can, if you make it to the bottom, actually earn these Silver Star bonus victory points. along with the hotel being the only other location. Okay, so that's it for that round. Go ahead and draw our fourth turn. Another ace, a 3 of spades, and a 9 of clubs. Doesn't help our poker hand out in any particular way. So we've got clubs and spades. That's another trip to town or another trip to the Badlands. Now, for the Badlands, especially as you try to get lower in the Badlands, the difficulty increases because remember, the way you check success is you draw the top card and it has to be equal to or greater than the difficulty number. So, for example, this final train robbery, you have to get a king in order to be equal to the king. That's the highest card in this particular case. The ace is only going to be counted as a high card when you're doing your poker hand, so it's counted as 1 everywhere else. So what you can do to mitigate that difficulty, though, is a visit to the town, especially the gunsmith, will get you the opportunity to purchase a pistol that gives you +2 to your robbery attempts in the Badlands. And then after that, you can visit it a second time later and upgrade the pistol to a rifle. And you do have to do it in that order. You can't just buy the rifle straight up. You have to buy the pistol first, then revisit, buy the rifle, and that gets you a full +4 bonus when you're doing robberies in the Badlands. So it's kind of tough to do the more lucrative robberies in the Badlands without having visited the gunsmith first. So that is the 9 location in town. So we could do this. This way we have our clubs. We have the 9 location, which is the gunsmith location. So I think we'll go ahead and do this. We'll probably do a bit of Badlands robbery. So let's go ahead and record the 3 of spades as our poker hand card. And we're going to go to the clubs suit, the 9 location, and I'm going to go ahead and spend the $3 out of my 4. Just mark those as, whoops. Just mark those as spent. We've got $1 remaining. And then we go ahead and mark that we have the pistol right here for the Badlands location. And then almost forgot. So we have been to, actually, let's, by habit, I used to circle the entire building, but I think it's better just to circle the location here to indicate we have been here. Same with this one. And then we purchase the pistol. Now we have a free heart action for the bonus for that building. So that allows us to go on the trail. Now, when you take a free action or a bonus action via one of these types of events, so these types of indicators or these indicators and so on, there's no numeric or value card associated. You're allowed to take any legal opportunity within whatever area you're going to. And I say legal in that if you go to the mine, for example, you can't just pick any one. You have to be connected to one already. So in this case, this and this would be my only legal opportunities in the mine to use with my free action if I were going there. In the case of the trail, it allows me to go to any location because all of the value cards are denoted here. So I think in this case, what I'll do for our free action in the trail is we're just going to go to number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that. Because we did not visit the first location, we have to cross that out. And that's the thing about the trail, is that as you move from left to right, you pick a spot where you're going to stop and collect a reward, but then you have to scratch out any places that you skipped up to that point. So let's go ahead and collect. I think I'm going to collect a gold pan in this one. So we've now got 1 gold pan and 1 hammer. And there's no further bonus actions, so that finishes out this particular round. Go ahead and collect those cards. And we move to our final turn for this particular round. 10 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, and 6 of spades. None of that helps our poker hand, so we're stuck with a single pair of queens for our payout on our poker hand. So that kind of frees us up to just pick whatever combo we want here. We have everything again but the trail, so if we went with diamonds as our action, we have either a 6 or an 8. The 6 would be valid for us, the 8 would not, because the 8 is actually part of this section. So we could go diamond 6 to take the next link. That would take us to a free heart action. on the trail or and a piece of gold. Alternatively, we can go back to town to either a 10 or a 6. That would take us back to the bail bonds. We could pick either the jack or queen to hunt, which would give us even more opportunity for payouts. That would actually be pretty good to get that done this early. So that's a possibility. Or we go to 6, which is go visiting the church, which would allow us to basically put money in the donation box to remove some of our wanted status. I don't feel like we have a need for that right now, and I only have $1 currently anyway. So let's go ahead and, or we could do Badlands, trying to rob an 8 or 10 location. We do have our pistol now. We might be able to pull that off. The 10 actually has a $7 payout and 6 victory points, but with only a +2, that means we'd have to draw an 8 or higher on that card. So, we've seen a fair amount of high cards so far. I think I'm going to go for the bail bonds. Let's do that. I don't want to risk the Badlands at those numbers, I don't think. So let's go ahead and organize this. So if I want to go there, I have to have the 10 as my value card, the 8 as our suit card, and then we'll do 6 of spades for our poker card. So 6 of spades. And we'll go ahead and record that we're going to town with our club, and we're going to location 10 again. This time, let's pick. We're about to do a shuffle of the deck, so it's not really going to matter which of these two I pick. Let's go with the jack. Now, because I've been here previously, I do not collect that free bonus at the top. It's a one-time first visit bonus only. So we'll go ahead and mark the jack. We now have jacks or kings. If either one shows up, we can get paid by the bail bonds. All right, no bonus action this round either. So that completes our first round. Now, after we do our 5 turns at the end of the first round, next thing we do is resolve our poker hand. All we have is a pair of queens to show for it, nothing else. So we'll go ahead and put those away, and we'll score our pair of queens. We get $2 and 1 victory point. So 1, 2, 1 victory point. And next up, we do our panning and working. So we have 1 pan and 1 hammer. That means we're going to get 1 gold and $2. 1 gold and $2. And finally, we're going to see if the sheriff arrests us. So for the sheriff arresting portion, up here is all the information we need. Now we have an option to spend gold to bribe the sheriff to not arrest us. And basically, if you've got 2 of the wanted status, I could spend 2 gold, and then the sheriff card is irrelevant. He's going to just pass me by and ignore me. In this case, I'm going to risk it because the card would have to be an ace in order for us to get arrested right now. If the card is equal to or greater than our wanted status, we're fine. So the only thing lower than our 2 is going to be an ace. And I'm willing to take the risk. So let's go ahead and flip it over. A king, much higher than what we have for our wanted status. So the sheriff is going to ignore us for this round. All right, that completes round 1. Now we just shuffle the deck, and then we're going to move on to round 2 and finish or go through that sequence again. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on round 2. Give the cards one final shuffle. And there is our draw deck. First thing we do, go ahead and tuck our sheriff card away over here. And next up, our 3 cards. So we have 4 of diamonds, jack of spades, and 9 of clubs. So we just drew a jack, so we have paid out on our jack outlaw here at our bail bonds. We have a choice of either $4, 2 gold, or -2 wanted. I would like to get some dollars in the wallet so we can buy some things. Another trip to the gunsmith early would be great, so our further Badlands adventures would be more successful. And we do have a 9 to get us back to the gunsmith, but we would need a club in addition to the 9. Now, one thing we can do is at the bottom of the gold section here, there are two options. You can spend 2 gold to modify a suit to the suit of your choice, and you can spend 1 gold to modify the value card either plus or minus 1 per gold spent. So this is a way to mitigate the luck factor of the card draws and the card values. That might be worthwhile. It might be worthwhile spending a couple of gold to make sure we can actually make it into the gunsmith shop. So it cost us 4 money to buy the rifle, which we do have. Let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to be doing is I need to first decide on my payout for my Jack Outlaw. I think I'm going to take it in dollars because we're about to spend some money. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that does our payouts. And then we're going to use, let's see. So let's leave the Jack as my poker card. We're going to convert the 4 with gold into a club. And then we'll use the 9 for our value card to visit the gunsmith. All right, so let's go ahead and record the Jack of Spades. And we're going to spend 1, 2 of our gold to convert that into a club suit card. That's going to take us to town, and then the 9 will allow us to visit the gunsmith, where we're going to spend 4 of our hard-earned dollars, 1, 2, 3, 4, in order to buy the rifle. All right, so it's not additive, so it's not going to be +2 and +4. It's just a total of +4. We turn in the pistol in order to get the rifle. But that gives us the best advantage we can get. The only other thing we could get is if we go to the general store at location 5, we can purchase a bandana. And the bandana is going to allow us to have 1 less wanted status for any of the actions we perform here. So some of the earlier robberies we wouldn't take any wanted status for. And the later robberies where we have 2, 3, or even 4 wanted, it would reduce it by 1. So that's at the general store here. But I think since that is complete, we've already taken a free action at that location, so we don't get a bonus action anywhere. And that finishes up the first turn. Let's go ahead and pull those cards. Draw our next 3. 2 of spades, 8 of diamonds, and ace of spades. So we have a flush or a straight flush, a royal straight flush available for us. Not likely we're going to get either of those. A flush isn't too terribly out of the realm of possibilities. So if we think of doing that, then we have a spade for the Badlands and an 8, which would be the first of the stagecoach robberies. And we would only need we'd only need a 4 or better because we've got the +4 from our rifle now. So let's go ahead and plan on doing that. So we'll go suit card spades, value card 8, and then the ace of spades for our poker. Ace of spades. And going to the Badlands, going to number 8. We only need a 4 or better to achieve victory. We got a queen. So we're fine. So we have now visited this location. I guess we'll surround the whole thing. So that gets us 3 wanted. 1, 2, 3. 6 victory points. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And $3. 1, 2, 3. And no bonus actions. We only receive the bonus actions if we fill in all 3 of a particular row. So, no extra spaces or no extra options this turn. But yeah, so that's the big advantage. If you can get to the rifle early, just hit the Badlands over and over again. There's quite a few victory points available in there. If we can now keep getting like 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, spade plus 1 of those to get these high value ones. So that might be where we put our focus because very limited number of actions. Really, remember, only 3 rounds, 5 turns per round. So what I have not done yet is done any really good daisy chaining of bonus actions, and I'm going to suffer on the points if I don't find a few of those available. So that's it for turn 2. Moving on to turn 3. Oh my goodness. We're still on the royal straight flush. A king and a jack. Well, look at that. We paid out both the king and the jack this round on our bail bonds. Let's see. I think I'm going to take... I might take all 4 of these in removing wanted status twice. Because we're making money at our robberies. And I've rubbed out... That's the only problem I have with this game is that I constantly am putting my hands to draw something, and I'm rubbing out my my resource values. Have I spent any? I did spend gold. Yeah, we did 2 of the gold I spent. So that one was out, that one was out. I believe I still have those 2. So King and the Jack. I think I am going to go ahead and remove my wanted status. So let's go ahead and we'll just erase those back again. Takes me back to 1 wanted status. All right, so the payout for my bail bonds is complete. We do have spades and jack or king if I want to go big. That king would be big. Now, that's going to be a tough one, even with the rifle. So, ouch. That means we'd have to draw a 9 or higher to get the payout. And we just drew 10 jack or 10 jack king, and we've got an ace jack out, and we've got a queen out, and a 9 out, which is cutting down on the possibilities. Man, that's a tough one. Wonder how often people win this king train robbery. My other option would be the jack train robbery. That means we'd have to have a 7 or better. But the payout's really low comparatively. Let's go for the big one. Why not? We've got the opportunity. So let's see. If I do that, though, that removes my flush possibility. I have to use the 10 as my poker card if I want to go for the flush. Flush is $6 and 5 victory points. That might change my mind. The other option is going to the mine. So it would be, well, actually, I couldn't even do that one because the jack and the king are on this side. So no matter what order I did them in, I wouldn't be able to connect to them unless I started fresh at the top on this other side. Which we could do. Gets us a pan. Again, I'm wiping out my earlier stuff. Gets us a gold pan and a piece of gold. And lets us build on both sides. Or we can spend more resources to change values around. Let's, I'm going to try to keep the flush dreams alive. Let's use that for the poker. And it's not going to matter which of these 2 I put in which order for the diamond mine visit. All right, so we're going to go 10 of spades. And put that away. Then we're going to the diamond mine, and 8 through king takes us to this location. So we'll record our gold pan and our 1 gold. And no bonus action, so we are done. Moving on to turn 4. Yeah, I'm really starting to regret not chaining together some bonus actions. Uh-oh! Our dreams are almost dead. Oh, our dreams are dead. Oh well. So close yet so far. Poker hand is destroyed. We now have pretty much nothing. Yeah, we have nothing. All I can hope for now is to match one of these to get a pair. All right, so diamonds takes us back to the mine. So it's either a 5 or a 9. Either one would take us here, no matter which side we go to. 5 would take us here, and 9 would take us here. So a hard action and a gold. Or we go to town again. Go to town with the club, and 9 takes us back to the gunsmith, which does nothing for us now. Absolutely nothing we can do. Or we go to 5, which is the general store. Ooh. That would give us the opportunity to pick up either a gold pan and a victory point for $3, a pickaxe, which gives us +2, -2 option in the mine, and a victory point, or a bandana, which reduces our wanted status. Actually, I didn't... no, we erased all that. So yeah, we're fine. Let's do that one. So let's do general store and going to the so going to town, going to the general store, and our poker cards. So 9 of diamonds, stinky. All right, so going to town and going to the general store. This is also going to give us a visit to the trail. So we're going here. I'm going to buy. I think I'm just going to buy the bandana. Let's just go crazy in the Badlands. So we're going to spend $1 and pick up the bandana. Goodbye, $1. All right, and then we're going to take our free heart action. So the next one in line that I've got access to, and because it's a free bonus action, I have the ability to go anywhere on the list that I want. How many more times am I going to be visiting here? We've only got 6 more turns. So, and if I'm going to try to focus on Badlands opportunities, I might want to just jump to some big ones. Do I go for the cash? There's a $12 one here. Or victory points. Or we jump way out and grab 8 gold. We've already paid money for most of the things we need money for. Getting a horse for the trail, but we're almost done with that anyway, so I don't see that as being valuable. And we can put money into the saloon or visits to the hotel, but I think we're too far in for visits to the hotel. But if I get a lot of cash, I would love to trade cash in for victory points here. So we might try to focus on getting a big pile of cash over here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and go to that location. We'll cross off those 2. That gets us 12 of the money. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all but the last 2 on this row. All right. So we got quite a bit of money available to us now. All right, and we are done. So no further bonus action chaining. Let's go ahead and dump the cards and move on to the 5th turn of round 2. Ace of diamonds. We got a pair of aces. So we got another jack payout, so that's great. I don't need to get rid of wanted, so I think I'll take the gold on this one. So we've got our 2 gold payout for the jack. And we do have a spade to go to the Badlands with a jack opportunity for a train robbery. I just wish these train robberies paid out more, but at least we would get 8 victory points out of it. We are sorely, sorely lacking on victory point payout for where we're at so far. Other options are going to be the diamond mine, or I always call it the diamond mine, but the mine with a diamond. Going jack or 9. So that would be either here or here, since we're connected to both above. Nah, let's double down on the Badlands investment we've made. So let's throw the poker card over there and do that. So Badlands to the train robbery and ace of diamonds for a poker card. All right, so at least we have a pair of aces. So Badlands, jack. So we're going to need, what is that, a 7 or better? Yeah, we're going to need a 7 or better, and we're going to take 1 less of the wanted status because of our bandana. So let's see if we get a 7 or better. We did not. We got a 5, so we have failed. So we still take the full 4 or the 3 wanted, minus 1 for our bandana. We get 4 victory points instead of 8. That's really unfortunate. We really were hoping to make some bank on this for all the points and money we spent on maxing out our Badlands adventures. We've done this one now. And we get none of the cash. So that was not good. That was what we were really hoping to get some money and some points on. Okay, that finishes out the second round. Go ahead and put the cards away here. And after you take your 5 turns, we resolve our poker hand. All we've got to show for it is a pair of aces, so 1 pair again, so $2 and a victory point. Done with those. We do our panning and working. So we've got 2 gold earned from our 2 pans, as well as 2 more money from our hammers. And now we check to see if we get arrested. So this time things are a little dicier. We've got 4 of our wanted status. So I think I'm still going to risk it. I think this card is going to be at least a 4 or higher. And it is. So we have no problem with the sheriff. That is the end of round 2. Okay, starting round 3. I just gave the deck a good shuffle. Just cut the deck a few times here. All right. Get this started. Sheriff card, our last sheriff card. So far, we've managed to evade arrest in every attempt. Our first 3 cards are 6 of clubs, ace of spades, and jack of clubs. So we got another payout on our bail bonds. I think I'll take the reduction in wanted status again. So we'll scratch off 2 of those. And what are we going to do? So we can use the spades, and we've already attempted that one. So I could bump it to a queen by spending 1 gold to increase the value. We could give another try for one of the high payouts, or we go to town. Typically, I would want to keep that. So it would be go to town to the jack, which is the sheriff's office. Allow us to peek at the sheriff card, which would be really useful for this last one. So another consequence of the sheriff and being arrested is that the penalty you pay if you get arrested increases on the round count. So round 1, if you're arrested, you either have to pay $10, or if you don't have that, you have to lose 4 points. Round 2, if you're caught, you have to lose $14 or 6 points. And round 3, which is the round we're in now, is the highest. You lose $18, and if you don't have the money to pay, you lose 8 points. So, round 3, that wouldn't be a bad thing to know. I'm just not sure that I have enough wanted status, or that I'm going to build up enough that I really care that much. Alternatively, we go to 6. We use the jack for the town, and we use the 6, which lets us reduce our wanted status by donating to the church. Again, I don't have enough that I think that would be valuable. What I need to get to is the saloon. So what I could do is club and use 1 gold to change that to a queen, which would allow us to go to the saloon, and I could dump a bunch of this cash, generate points. That's what we're going to do. I think I absolutely need to do that. And this is going to be the last round, so my opportunities are few and far between to get it done. So there we go. So we're going to go ahead and go ace of spades for our poker card. And we're going to go to the town. We're going to go with 1 gold. With 1 gold, we're going to increase that to a queen to allow us to go here. And minus $2 equals a star for a maximum of 8 stars. So that would be 16 gold. That's going to be 11 to there. A little awkward given the angles and me being right-handed. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've still got 7 money. And then we also get a victory point for this going to this location for the first time. So that means we're going to get a total of 9 stars. All right. Pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. Glad I got that done. I'm not sure how many more opportunities we're going to have to spend the money we accumulated, so we got some stars out of it at least. No bonus actions this time, so we'll go ahead and get rid of those cards for now. Go on to turn 2. Queen, 4 and 3. Diamonds, spades, and diamonds. So we'd have to pull the 4 if we wanted to go for a flush attempt again. Queen for a straight. That would leave us with a chicken rustling attempt if we went 4-3 for our suit and value, or 4 in the diamond mine would let us have a Badlands. A Badlands encounter of our choice, which is almost more important, so I could go for the big ones again. I think that's what we might do. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. Diamonds, 4, and queen. So queen of diamonds will be our poker card. And oops, got these reversed. No, I did not get these reversed. I'm thinking ahead to my Badlands visit, but we got to do the mine first. All right, so we're going to the mine with the diamond suit, and number 4 takes us to this location where we earn a gold, and we get to take a bonus action anywhere in the Badlands that we would like. I'm going to go big. Let's go with the king. Let's just get this attempt done. So we're going to try that one, and let's see if we're successful. So I need a 9 or better. Yeah, I need a 9 or better. Come on, I need a payout. Yes, we got it. The biggest one. So that's unfortunately 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, nope. One less because we've got the bandana. So only 3. But 8. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 6 more money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So if we can get the queen as one of our next remaining actions, we got 3 chances left. But if I can get the queen, that'll finish this row, and we'll get a free action on the trail as well. So I'll be looking for that opportunity. I mean, it's also a big payout for us if we can manage to get it and complete it. But whether we succeed or not, it completes the row, and we get the bonus action. Okay. Yeah, that one worked well. I like that one. So let's go ahead and put those away. Move on to turn 3. Oh. Come on, spade. Nope, no spade. But we did get a king, so we now have another opportunity. I think I'm just going to take off my wanted status again. Get us back down to 3. And that's the payout for the king, outlaw for our bail bonds. I'm taking the -2 on our wanted status for that. Okay, so I do have the gold to try to pull off the queen robbery. I would have to both change a suit and change the king to a queen. So 1 gold to reduce that by 1, and then 2 gold to turn either of these into a spade. Or I try to find a way that's going to give me a bonus action anywhere I want in the Badlands, and that might be a more lucrative way to go about it. Now, ideally, we would use the king for our poker card to try to get our straight over here. Let's see. So if we go trail with an 8, only gives us, that'll do it. Basically, it's just going to convert the heart into a Badlands action of our choice, which is actually really powerful. That's a much cheaper way of doing it. So theoretically, if we did this, if we went suit hearts for the trail, and then up to distance 8 would get this within range of this number 6, which would allow me to take a Badlands action of my choice. So essentially, we're just converting that into anywhere I want in the Badlands without having to spend any of my precious gold. So I think I like it. I doubt I'll find a better one. Otherwise, it's going to be 8 clubs into town, and then a 9 location, which is the gunsmith we've already been to, unless I adjust things again. So we don't have enough gold or enough money. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That would be 6 more stars if we managed to go back to the saloon. Payout on the straight is $5 and 4 victory points. Fortunately, I'm going to have to draw the straight. I'm going to have to get a 9 and a 10. Or a 10 and a jack, I mean. The likelihood is not great. So is it better to use that king elsewhere? I haven't visited the cemetery at all, which means I don't have access to any of the bonus actions because none of them are on the direct orthogonals. You have to get at least a diagonal one or one of the corner ones to get one of the free bonuses. So that's not going to help me in this. A town, I would have to go to the hotel to get the Badlands bonus, or a place I would hope to go anyway, actually. And we have the king. All right, so if we did it this way instead, if I just said, who cares about the poker hand, we could go clubs for our suit, king, and I would just use 1 gold to reduce. No, I wouldn't reduce it at all. Clubs and king would take me right to the Prospectors Club. That would let me spend my gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd get 6 victory points, and I could again pick a free Badlands action. So I think that's a better choice because we're not getting the victory points over here, and I'm only gonna get a couple of more attempts here. So I'm gonna say no. We'll see what we get up here. If we get a 10 and a jack, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed off the next 2. But let's do it this way. Let's make the decision. So we're gonna go 9 of hearts for our poker hand. Suit as clubs, going to town. King for value, going to the Prospectors Club. And it's 1 gold equals 1 victory point. So we will spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I had 7. Really need to try to stop smudging these areas. So victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And because it's our first visit here, we get that as well. So we're going to now take our free Badlands trip, and of course, we're going to go to the Queen. That means no matter whether we succeed or not, we're at least going to also get another bonus trip up to the trail, where I might just go for every one of the victory point ones is going to dump a bunch of wanted on me as well. So I'm going to have to look for a way to reducing wanted because I just spent every gold I've got, so I won't be able to bribe the sheriff. All right, well, let's let it play out. We'll find out what happens. So let's do this first. So our free action over to the Badlands. We're going after the Queen, which means I need an 8 or better. A jack. We succeeded. All right, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 more victory points though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm reading the wrong one here. 8 victory points. 7, 8. And then 6 more money. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wouldn't mind 1 more trip to the saloon so I can offload this cash at a better rate for another batch of victory points. All right, so we've done that. Now we get a free action over here in the trail. This one I'm a little hesitant on. If I go big all the way to the end, because we're pretty much done. Take the 6 with the 3 wanted and deal with it. I'll have 2 more opportunities to reduce my wanted status before we have to do the sheriff draw. I really want to protect my points. I cannot afford to get caught because losing 8 points to that is going to be really bad. So I might just go into protection mode. All right. Let's do... The other alternative is there are other free action up here. I could just take one of those. For example, I could take this and go right back into the Badlands and go for like this one. And then hope I can pick up the 9 and cross out another one. That'll give me a free town visit so I can hit, for example, the church and donate my way out of this problem. Yeah, we might do that. Or do I just buy my way straight there and try to get to the church next round? I've got a pretty good amount of money. All I got to do is get to the church. So I need a card draw, club, and anything close to a 6. Well, I have no gold to modify. Being out of gold means I can't just easily modify cards, so I may not get there. Tell you what, let's protect my investment. Let's just do this. I'm going to go here. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to take a free action to go now to the town card of our choice, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the church. We're going to collect our 1 free victory point, and then I am going to spend, I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to spend 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that completely wipes out my wanted status. That gives us some breathing room. I think that's the most economical way for me to protect my current position. All right, and that finishes out that round. Or that turn, I mean. That one took a while. Had a lot of thinking to do on that one to try to figure out the best way to do it. So we have managed during this last few turns and a bit into the second turn or round to daisy chain together some of the bonuses. And like I mentioned earlier, you really got to look for those opportunities. That's really the only way to keep pushing your score up, is getting the combinations of those free actions. Especially powerful because when you get these kinds of bonus actions, you get to pick. With the exception of the mine, where you're constrained by your current connections. Otherwise, you pretty much get to pick where you want to go. So really powerful. All right, let's go ahead and do turn number 4. Queen of Hearts, Ace of Diamonds, and Queen of Spades. We didn't pick the Queen is now law, and there's 2 of the queens. Have we seen any others? We have not seen any others. Look at all those jacks, though. All right, so only 1 more queen in the deck. So we could go for a pair if we don't use it in some other way. We've cleared our wanted status, and we only have this plus 1 more action to go. I have a little bit of money, no gold. So if we do the trail and the queen, that gives us access to these last few here. We could take... Oof, there was a -6 wanted right there. I didn't really notice. That might have been even better than the previous one I picked instead of doing it the convoluted way. Yeah, because I used the club action to convert to this and then used cash to get rid of my wanted status. But I could have just jumped straight to there and removed 6. That might have been more valuable, and I could have kept my cash for something else. So I did not notice that. That would have figured heavily into my computations last round. So another 5 victory points for 2 wanted status. That would mean an ace would be the only thing if I didn't increase my wanted status further. An ace would be the only thing that could hurt me. Other option is the diamond mine queen, which would give us a town action and a gold right there. So the mine and the queen, jack king, jack 2 king. So that would get us 1 gold and punt us over into town wherever we wanted. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, that'd be a 6 more victory points if all we did was visit the saloon. I think that's probably the most valuable thing we could do. Just try to get these direct victory point totals without incurring any wanted status that I have to worry about. So yeah, let's do that. It still gives me a queen for the pair. So suit is going to be diamonds. Doesn't matter which queen I use. So do that. We're going to do Queen of Hearts. Our poker hand. Going to the mine. Queen takes us to here. We get 1 gold out of it. And let's take an action in the town. I'm going to pick the saloon again, and we're going to go mark off another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 money. That gets us 6 more stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that completes that round. Keep using round and turn in the wrong order. The turn. All right, this is it. The last turn of the last round. We have no wanted status, so if I can keep that up, we won't have to worry about this. We've got a pretty good point count already. Pretty much the points is all I'm going to get, because I now have 0 money and only 1 gold, so I need 2 gold to even score a point. Yeah, all right, let's see what we can get. 4 diamonds, 9 of diamonds, and 2 of clubs. So I don't think we made that original one I was hoping for. So I'm glad I abandoned that. So what can we get out of these? Clubs takes us to town. 9 is the gunsmith, useless. 4 is the stables, also useless. So that's not going to be valuable. Diamond, followed by a 4 would get us 2 victory points, a wanted, and 4 gold. 1 wanted is fine. We can't get arrested on 1 wanted, so that would be okay. Unfortunately, we can't get to the other side where there's more victory points available. Technically, I could. I could spend my 1 gold to turn the 9 into a 10. That would get us to this space. So we get 3 victory points and 2 gold for the expense of 1 gold. So, you know, slightly different. Not sure it's worth it. That's pretty much my only options. If we do this one, we actually net 4 total victory points, because we're going to get 4 gold, which converts directly into 2 victory points. So probably that's the best way to go. Yeah. All right, let's do it. So we'll just do that. 2 card diamonds, and no, I need to do it in the other direction. Do like that. All right. This way it works. So 2 of clubs. Poker hand. Gonna be a pair of queens again. So we're going to go to the mine and to number 4. So the mine, and following the chart to number 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold, and 1, 2 stars, 1 wanted. And unfortunately, we didn't quite make it to the bottom. One more time. What would it have been? It would have been either that one, which is 1 silver star per circle building, which is the town stuff. So 1, 2, 3. That would have been 5, 6 victory points if we could have gotten to that space. 3 wanted and 1 per circled mine, so 5 victory points there. So yeah, we were close, but we didn't quite get there. All right, that is it. We're done, right? So no other bonus actions. These 2 can get put away. Put you away for the moment. And our 5 turns are complete. Resolve our poker hand is just a pair of queens. So we get our 1 pair reward again, $2. And 1 more victory point. Then we do our pan and work. We got 2 gold and $2 from that. 1, 2, 2. And finally, the sheriff. We only have 1. Doesn't matter what this is, so it's higher than. So I'm not going to get arrested. And there we go. All right, time to do our final tally. So when we add this up, all we do is we follow this little chart way down here in the bottom corner to get our final score. So every $4 we get 1. We have exactly $4. So we're going to get 1 victory point from that. Every 2 gold, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to get 3 from that. We have no silver stars, and we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 57. All right, 57, 61 is our final score. So that's my personal best so far. Let's take a look. In the back of the Fliptown book, very last page, has kind of a general guide reference on your score. So we're playing the standard game, and the score of 61 puts us into the pioneering category. So we made it past Tenderfoot, past Rusty, into pioneering. And our wanted level is only 1, so we're a pioneering deputy. Combine both words to get your Wild West title. That's us, pioneering deputy. All right, well, there you go. That is Fliptown in the standard solo version. A lot of interesting decision making to do. You've got random from the card draws. You're trying to build your poker deck, and I'm still not sure pursuing these poker deck options is worth it. I mean, if you happen to luck into one, great. But man, I think I have only one time gotten anything better than 2 pair. This is the 3rd game I've played in the standard version. And granted, the first couple I didn't know what I was doing. I got some idea what I'm doing now, and I've got a feel for the valuations of things and the cost benefits. But man, these poker hands are tough. You'd think it'd be a little easier given how they're put together. But I have a hard time making any bank off of that stuff. We didn't get any visits into the cemetery this run. It's an interesting place to go, and I have used it previously. But we went pretty heavy into the Badlands, and I think overall we got paid out pretty well. We failed a couple, but getting the wanted status bonus, the bandana, as well as the +4 for the rifle really helped us out, and I was really focused on getting us over there. Particularly important for taking the bonus actions where I could pick and choose exactly which one I went after. So I think a large majority of our points came out of that Badlands area. We picked up a few here and there, and I was able to convert a lot of money by visiting the saloon, which these are the other 2 I think are really, really critical to scoring really well. Is you got to improve this rate by visiting these 2 locations specifically to double the efficiency. So hugely important, but I managed to time all that out pretty well, I think. So I'm very happy with my score of 61. Had a good time doing it. Hope you guys also were entertained by the Fliptown adventures. So when we play again, I'm going to be moving on to the variant rules where we're going to be adding in cowbots. So there's a cowbot for each of the suits. And the way they work is the cowbot is kind of who you're competing against. It gives you kind of a goal or competition while you play. It doesn't change the rules of how the game works other than they have a special ability. So you pick a bot, and you can either randomly select it, or you can pick and choose if you'd like. But for Billy the Kid, for example, his special ability is if you gain any wanted this turn, Billy steals 1 card. And it only activates when a spade is in the lineup. So when I draw my 3 cards, if any of them are spades, Billy becomes active. If then I generate a wanted for myself during my actions in that round, he's going to steal the top card from the deck, and it goes underneath his card. And he gets points later on for how many cards he has stolen. So you want to try to avoid allowing them to use their ability to steal things, because that's how they earn points. That's one of their methods. So you can see down here, points per stolen card. And you can use them either on easy, normal, or hard, and it affects how they score their points. But it's a way for this card to actually generate a point total that you're going to compete against while you're playing. So pretty interesting. They're all different. They all have a suit that they activate on, and then they have a special ability, a particular thing that you're going to want to avoid doing, or places you're going to go when you're competing against them. And then secondly, we'll be playing with the character cards. So there is a card for each card in the deck, minus the Joker, but every other card. No, the Joker's in here as well, actually. There he is. The Joker's a wild card. He's called the wild card. That's the character. But each of them are named, so this is the cheat. They have different starting resources, and each one of these has a once per game special ability that you're allowed to do. So what we'll be doing is we're going to go let the game determine what we're going to use. All we do is we shuffle the deck, we draw a card, and whatever card we draw is going to dictate which ones we play. So if we drew a 6 of diamonds, that means we would be playing character number 6, which would be the Marshal. We would start with $5, 2 gold, and 2 victory points, and our special ability would be once per game. When the sheriff attempts arrest, you may draw a card and use it as the sheriff card. This card affects only you. So each of them have a different amount of resources and a different once per game ability. But I'll let the game decide what I'm going to play. So we'll just randomly pick our character, and then the diamond suit indicates that we're going to be playing against Black Bart. So there you go. That is Fliptown with a few of the variation rules, but it's really cool. I like it. For a solitaire game, it provides some interesting brain work and some opportunities. You can get some exciting plays when you're daisy chaining actions together and you find these really cool, powerful combinations that you get to do. You get that adrenaline rush, and sometimes, hopefully, eventually, we'll get some really good poker hands. To date, like I said, 2 pairs is as exciting as I've gotten on the poker cards. I think, oh yeah, I forgot to mention in this game, I also got paid out really well on my outlaw cards, my bail bonds cards. We went into those early, and we had lots of opportunities. I forget how many times we actually paid out on those, but that actually helped out quite a bit. Between our Badlands robbing and our bail bonds removing our wanted, I think those are the linchpins of this particular playthrough and me getting the 61 points. So, hope you guys found this game interesting. I think it's fabulous for the type of game it is, and a small box adventure at a reasonable price point. And yeah, if you pick it up and try it yourself, feel free to drop comments on what kind of scores you've managed to achieve in which mode of the game, and or hit me up on the Discord. I'd be happy to chat about the game and compare adventures into the Fliptown. Till then, we will go adventuring on some more games here in the near future. As always, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, or if you're enjoying the content. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.